a little breath work. So as you ground down on your mat, begin to draw your pelvic floor down. And then start to lengthen up through your spine. Gently lifting your shoulders, taking your shoulders back. Feel just a subtle lift in your chest. Lift up through the neck, through the crown of the head. And we'll take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. And with your next breath in, begin to hold the breath at the top without any type of effort. Observing the space. And then exhale out completely. Holding the space at the bottom without exerting any effort. Just allowing the body to completely exhale. And then we're going to seal our lips, taking our next exhale through our nose. Beginning to create this whisper in the back of our throat, this contraction. Allow yourself to feel and hear the vibration. And then I want you to think about the breath in 4 parts. So as you start to take in your next inhale, begin to feel the pelvic floor drawing down. Feel the belly softening. Feel the ribs expanding forward. Feel the shoulders, the collarbone lifting up ever so slightly. Holding that space without grasping, without restraining. And then exhale, feel the shoulders fall. Feel the ribs draw in. Feel the abdomen draw in to help empty the air out of the body. And feel the pelvic floor muscles drawing in and up. Holding the space at the bottom without exerting effort, just observing. And then take your next breath in, pressing the pelvic floor muscles down, feeling that connection between your pelvis and the floor. Belly softens, ribs expand as the heart lifts, collarbone raises, holding the space at the top. And then exhale, follow the breath all the way down. Observing the space at the bottom of the breath. And then let's add a 4-part count. So with our next inhale, pelvic floor goes down for 1, belly softens for 2, ribs expand for 3, collarbone lifts for 4, and then hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, collarbone drops for 4, ribs draw in for 3, abdomen engages for 2, and pelvic floor draws in and up for 1. Hold it at the bottom for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And just take a couple more rounds just like that. Keeping consistent to that count or modifying according to your body. And then we're going to slowly come out of this. Take your feet in front of you, take your hands behind you, and let's just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Start to open up the hips a little bit. And we'll bring ourselves into a tabletop position, and we're going to start warming up the body, connecting our breath to movement. Just putting on some music for you guys. Okay, so as you come into this tabletop position, let's start to go through a few cat-cows. So you're going to feel that same movement to the breath that we just observed in our cat-cows. So in your inhale, now feel that belly soften, feel the chest expand, the heart is pulling through the shoulders, and then exhale, draw your abdomen in and up as your back rounds. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take the knees a little bit wider. Sink the hips back into your child's pose. And then we'll start to flow a little deeper with the breath. So we're going to inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. Shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower down to the earth. Inhale, press into your hands. Lift your chest up. Exhale, back onto your hands and your knees. Come into cat pose, drawing the abdomen in and up. Exhale into your cow, arching the back. And then come back to your child's pose. So let's come through that again. Inhale up to tabletop. Exhale, lower down to the earth. Inhale into your cobra. Exhale into cat pose, rounding the back. Inhale into cow. Exhale into child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, lower down to the earth. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, rounding the back in cat. Inhale, arching the back in cow. Exhale, child's pose. One more time. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, lower down to the earth. Inhale, press up into cobra. Exhale into your cat, rounding the back. Inhale, arching into cow. Exhale, back to child's pose. Walk your hands over to the left. Give yourself a big side stretch. And then walk them over to the right. Come back to center. Come up into your tabletop. And let's do a few circles. So we're just going to start to circle the hips and then shift forward into your wrists. Just making these big circles with the body. Creating this watery, organic movement. You can lift your chest as you come forward, round your back as you sink back. And then begin to change directions with the circles. And then we'll come back to this neutral tabletop position, and I've got a nice warm up for your hips. So we're gonna lift our right knee off of the floor like you're kicking your heel up towards the ceiling. And when you make this small little kick the first time, I want to break it down for you. When you press your heel up towards the ceiling, you should be feeling this muscle like right here in your glute. Then we're going to take the knee wide like you're like a dog like peeing on a hydrant or something. Extend the leg out, and still press through the heel, and then sweep the leg behind the body, drop the knee behind the opposite knee in like a curtsy. Okay, so we'll do that 5 times on each side. So let's take the right leg up, give that little lift through the heel, get the glute engaged, and then take the knee wide like a hydrant. Extend the leg out, press through the heel, that's the money, and then take the leg all the way behind the other leg, tap the knee down, and come back. 4 more times. Lift the leg up, press through the heel, take the knee wide, extend out, press through the heel, and sweep, tap it down. 3 more to go. Take the leg up, kick up through the heel, knee wide, extend, and sweep, tap down for the curtsy. 2 more. Kick up, take the knee wide, extend through the leg, sweep, and tap down. 1 more time. Take the heel up, knee wide, extend, and sweep, tap down for the curtsy. Good. Actually, now stay in the curtsy and sink your hips back. That's going to be kind of intense. So just stretch out the hip to any extent you can. Very deep stretch. And then we'll come back to center and we'll try the other side. All right, so you're going to lift the left leg up, bend the knee, press up through the heel, take the knee wide over towards the side wall, and then extend through the leg. I'm going to just scooch over. Extend through the leg, sweep the leg behind you, tap down into the curtsy. Come back, kick the heel up, knee wide, extend, press through the heel, sweep, and curtsy. 3 more times. Leg up, kick, wide, extend, sweep, and tap. Back to center. Kick up, wide, extend, sweep, and tap down. Stay in this curtsy and then sink the hips back for a stretch. I learned that one from my old boss, Christine Beckelman, one of my favorite ones. All right. Okay, so coming back to center. We are going to lift up into our first down dog. So start to send your hips up towards the ceiling. Bend one knee at a time. Walk out your dog. Drop your hips from side to side. And then begin to press into your hands, allowing your shoulders to creep up by your ears. Draw your abdomen in and up. Give yourself a soft bend to your knees and start to lift up through your tailbone. And let's begin to walk our feet forward towards the front of your mat. Walk your hands in front of your feet. Press into your feet. Inhale. Lift and extend your spine as you look forward. Exhale, flex and fold. Inhale, half lift and extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then just let it all hang down. Bring your hands to your hips, hinge up to a standing position. Take your hands at heart center. Inhale, raise your prayer up. Wrap your right hand around your left wrist, arch over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, wrap and reach to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus your arms, creating a back bend as you lift through your heart. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root your hands down. Step back to your high plank. For the first one, let's drop our knees. Shift your weight forward. Tighten your core. And then you're going to send those elbows straight back as you lower all the way down to the floor. Press into the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift your chest off of the floor. Exhale, lower down. And then let's press back to our down dog. On your next exhale, either begin to walk or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, wrap and reach to the right. Inhale, center. Wrap and reach to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, lifting your heart in the back bend. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back to your plank. We're going to take a modified chaturanga. So dropping your knees down, shift your weight forward, lower down halfway. Feel that balance in the shoulder blades, so they're not fully retracted and they're not fully protracted or separated. You're trying to maintain that hover, and then lower all the way down to the floor. Press into your hands, press into the tops of your feet, lift your chest up. Exhale, back to down dog. With your exhale, you're going to either step or jump. If you're struggling with the jump, put a nice bend to your knees. Get that lift in your tailbone. Press outward through your heels. And take a little hop. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, one more time. Sweep the arms up overhead. Wrap and reach to the right. Inhale, center. Wrap and reach to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus in your arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root your hands down, and let's try to take it from a full plank to a full low plank. So we're gonna shift forward so you're on your tippy toes. And then see if you can send those elbows straight back, lowering to any degree, maintaining that balance between retraction and protraction of the shoulder blades. And then flip your feet, press into the tops of your feet, extend up through your arms, lifting your chest. Exhale back to your down dog. Take 3 breaths here. Get that lift in your tailbone. Start to prep for that hop or walk to the front of your mat. With your next exhale, you're gonna step to the top of your mat or hop. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. With your next inhale, we're gonna bend our knees, sit our hips back, come into a chair pose. In your chair pose, start to press out through your heels, your calves, your hamstrings. Begin to open up your pelvis as you lift your tailbone. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root your hands down. Step back to your high plank. Shift your weight forward. Low plank. Up dog. Into your down dog. From your down dog, we're going to raise the right leg up into the air. Step the right foot forward. Keep your hands down on the floor. Press into the front heel and hug it towards the back foot. Create stability. Good. And then from here, we're going to take it back to down dog. Inhale, left leg up into the air. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Keep the hands down. And really root into the heel and just create the hugging action. So I'm taking it slow, just building in, because I really want you to start to feel that stability, that rooting in your feet. And then we're going to take it back to our down dog. We're going to roll forward here into our high plank, lower all the way down to the earth. Take your hands wider than your mat. Come onto your fingertips, but put more weight into your thumbs. Make your fingers really light. And then begin to round your back with your inhale. Exhale, soften as you pull your chest through, retracting the shoulders. And then with your inhale, suck your abdomen in and up. Create the lift from your core. And lower, 2 more times. Inhale, round. Exhale, soften as you retract. Inhale, suck in and up. And lower. Inhale, round. So it's not about how high you get. And then pull your heart through, retract. Inhale, suck in and up from the core. And lower down. Press back to your child's pose. Rise up to your down dog. With your next exhale, we'll step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Sweep your arms up into that chair pose. In your chair pose, let's just cactus our arms to practice that retraction of the shoulder blades. And then re-extend the arms up, allowing the shoulders to creep up by the ears. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, either step back through your vinyasa or skip it and go right to down dog. So either go back to your high plank, to your low plank, inhale into your up dog, exhale into your downward dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Create that same stability you had in your low lunge, but this time we're gonna rise up into our high lunge. And cactus the arms. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, extend. Exhale, retract the shoulder blades. Take the hands down. You can add a vinyasa or go right to down dog. I like to float my right leg as I flow through my vinyasa sometimes. Just makes it a little harder. And then we'll take our left leg up with our inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, root to rise up into your high lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. Feel those retract, those shoulder blades pulling in towards the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, and then exhale, take your hands down. Step back to your down dog. Take 3 breaths here or flow through another vinyasa if that's your jam. With your next exhale, let's step or hop to the front of our mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up into that chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Either step right back to your down dog or your vinyasa. As you come back to your down dog, let's take the right leg up into the air. We're going to add that core work back in again. So exhale, draw your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, knee to your chest. Maybe pull it through your elbows and re-extend. Exhale, knee to left elbow. And re-extend. With your next exhale, step it forward. Inhale, rise up into your high lunge. Exhale, open up to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, take your hands down. Drop your left knee to the ground to modify. Sweep your right leg to the back of the mat, and you're in a modified side plank. If you want to come into a full side plank, you're going to stack the legs. But I just want you to pay attention to your shoulder placement. So your hand is like in front of your shoulder so that your arm is at an angle. Your fingers are slightly turned out to rotate the arm bone externally. And then you're gonna press the earth away, creating stability in your shoulder, powering up through your hips, powering up through your obliques. So you're like really contracting these left obliques to lift the hips up, taking your arm up. You can even bring it into a back bend by taking your hand behind your head, lifting your chest as you hug those shoulder blades in like we did in cactus. And then take it back to your down dog. Woo! Drop it down to child's pose if you need a break. If you want to add a little oomph, we can take it through a vinyasa or just hold your down dog. Give yourself exactly what you need. No judgment. Inhale, left leg up into the air. Exhale, knee to left elbow as high up and as far forward as you can. Belly in and up, rounding that back, and re-extend. Exhale, knee to chest. Again, push the floor away. and re-extend. Draw your knee all the way across the body to the right elbow and re-extend. Step the left foot forward. Rise up to your high lunge. Whew. Open up your arms. Take that back foot parallel to open into a warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale. We're going to take the hands down. Drop the right knee this time. And start to set up so the hand is in front of the shoulder. Arm is externally rotated. Sweep the leg back. Consider stacking the legs. Contract the obliques in the right side body. Lift the hip. Maybe hand goes behind the head to add the heart opener. And take it back to your down dog or child's pose or vinyasa. Okay, start to walk your feet forward towards the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let it all hang down. Just give yourself a little break. We're going to make that transition to the chair next. Whew. Okay, you're going to rise up and grab your chair. Okay, how's everybody doing? I'm going to take you off mute for just a second. Get a little check-in. How are you guys doing? Good? All right. Feeling energized? I was a little fast.
Good.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm going to leave you off mute for this so that you can ask questions, and I'll turn the music slightly down.
I'm going to mute myself. We have the electrician here, and my dog
okay.
is
Okay,
crazy.
Cool. No problem.
But if I have a question, I'll just unmute myself.
Okay. All right. So the first thing, let's actually, we can have it. Have the chair just in the front of your mat so that it's available to you. You may or may not need it. So we're going to take our left foot forward. Let's set up for a triangle first. We're going to take triangle to half moon, and then we're going to pulse in half moon with the top leg to engage the glutes. So that'll be our first exercise. So for triangle, your left foot is facing forward, your back foot is at a slight angle so that the heel should be like in line with one another. And then if you have tight hips, a little trick in triangle is if you can turn your right hip down towards the floor, creating a rotation in this inner thigh to rotate in and up, that's going to help you. Open up your arms wide like a T. Start to reach forward and then allow your hand to fall down to the floor, reaching the right arm up. Feel this big stretch. So our half moon pose that we're going to come into is essentially triangle with the back leg floating. So just kind of think about that. So let's create a little soft knee with the front leg. So you're feeling the engagement of your quad. The leg is not locked out because we don't want to lock out in our half moon. Okay. Now, you can use your chair for stability by taking it to any level if you want to add that stability. Otherwise, I'm going to take my hand down to the floor about 6 or 8 inches in front of my foot. And I want to keep the front knee bent. Start to push the floor away. Squeeze and contract the outer left hip muscle And then see if you can peel open this right floating hip. So the hips are doing opposite actions. The left one is closing in contraction, and the right one is opening. Now take that top leg and flex the foot. See if you can press through the heel like we did in that warm-up exercise and pulse the leg up for 10 teeny tiny pulses. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Okay. Remember, you can reach for that chair, add that stability through the chair if you want to. We'll take it to the other side. I'm just going to switch up. All right. So your right leg is going in front of you. Set up for the triangle. Little soft bend to the knee. Turn the left hip towards the floor, creating that rotation inward and up with the back leg. Open the arms out wide and hinge from the hip, reaching that left arm up. Lift your heart as you retract your shoulders. If you tend to lock out, I know I tend to hyperextend a little bit. See if you can put that soft little bend in the front knee so your quad is still working to help you. And then we'll make the transition to half moon. So I take that top hand to my hip. Your right hand can go to the chair. I'll do it with the chair right now to show you. Bend your knee and keep that quad working for you, but then also squeeze the muscle in your outer right standing hip. And then take the opposite action with this top hip. Open it up, so like you're stacking it on top of the bottom hip. Flex the floating foot, push through the heel, and create these little pulses up to contract the glute muscle. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. So you're going to find that when you practice half moon in the future, by flexing that foot and pressing through the heel, it engages the glute and it makes the leg lighter. So then when you see people like do that float in half moon, where their bottom hand comes off the floor, a lot of that is learning how to contract this glute and also the obliques. And that's what helps you with that float. All right, so now let's, we're gonna come into a transition. So as I just explained, in half moon, your hip is open, your one hip, the top hip is open. In warrior 3, your pelvis is level. So when you make the transition from half moon with an open hip to warrior 3 with a closed or level pelvis. The important thing to note here is all the control comes from the standing leg and specifically these outer hip muscles. So we're gonna make that transition from half moon to warrior 3 over and over and over again so that you feel it. So I'm trying to think of what's the best way to show you. Like, I guess if I showed you like this, I won't do it the whole time, but warrior 3, and then the contraction comes from here. So open into half moon, and then release, contract to open, release to square. Okay? So we'll take the stability piece out of it by using the chair to help us. So it's just going to be about contracting and releasing that muscle. So let's come into warrior 3. Try to make sure that your pelvis is level. We do that by directing the front of the right hip towards the floor. Now contract the outer left hip muscle to open the right hip for half moon, and then release to come into warrior three, level pelvis. Contract to open and release for two. Contract to open and release for warrior three. Contract to half moon, square the pelvis for warrior three. Contract to open, square, contract for six, and release. Contract for seven, and release. Contract for eight, and release. Contract to open for nine, and level. Contract that left hip, open up, and release to level. Now, I want you to just try that without the chair, just once. So begin to set up for your half moon. Flex the foot, make the leg nice and light. And then see if you can make the transition to your warrior three, leveling the pelvis. Contract, it's a super hard move. And then level. Okay, so now we'll do the other side. So here we're going to grab the chair again, find that level pelvis to start, warrior three hips, and then squeeze the right outer hip to open the left, and then release the contraction to level the pelvis. Open for two, level for two. Open for three, level for three. Open the hip for four, level the pelvis for four. Squeeze and contract that right outer hip and release for five. Contract and release for six. Contract and release for seven. Contract and eight. And nine. One more time. Big, big squeeze in the right outer hip. Open the left. And then level the pelvis. Maybe try releasing from the chair. Find your half moon. And then see if you can make the transition to warrior three. Good. All right.
That really exhausts this leg.
Yeah, you should be getting like a really good burn. Like you should really understand that pose, those two poses now, hopefully.
Yeah. Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
I always need to ask this. Why are we not supposed to lock our knees? Like, because that's the easiest way for me not to fall over, is locking my knees in those poses.
Well, typically you want to avoid locking out the joints because it can cause hyperextension, and you can do some damage to your joints that way. Ideally you want to keep these small little bends just so that you're engaging the quad muscle, which should be giving you more stability once you get comfortable with it.
Yeah, because I always feel more stable when I lock it, but I know everybody always says, like, don't lock your knees.
There's like
It's like a cushion. It's like a protection for your knee. If you lock it out, that's how you like pull a muscle. So it just cushions it when it's softer.
Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy about this because there's been like very traditional Ashtanga practitioners that for years have always like encouraged that like complete lockout. But the more that we learn about anatomy in the body, it's really safer to use your muscles to wrap around and engage and create these more facilitated stretching, allowing you to go deeper without potentially overstraining the joints or the muscles. Okay, so let's come to our final one. This one's gonna be Warrior 3 to Shiva. We practiced this the other day. Maybe we'll try it without the chair after a few times, if you want. So we'll come to that Warrior 3, holding on to the chair. So Sherry, remember that little curtsy thing that we did in the warm-up? We're gonna try that from a standing position. So your pelvis is level here in your Warrior 3, and then you're gonna drop the knee behind the standing knee, and you're gonna have a little bend to the knee as you do that. And then we'll play at the very end with taking it without the chair again. So we'll try 5 little Shivas. So find your Warrior 3, tap it down as low as you can for 1, 2, 3, 4, so this is more quad, 5 and outer hip, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's try to take our hands away from the chair. They can either be on your hips, at your heart center, or out like an airplane. And tap down and lift up. And just practice it as much as you want before we switch to the other side. Whew. Okay. We'll try the other side. So set up for Warrior 3, level pelvis. So you can like look at yourself. That's the benefit of Zoom. You can kind of see if your pelvis is level or not. And then tap down and up. Tap for 2, 3, 4. Who's ready for hip stretches? 5, I know I am. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Okay, now we'll try it without the chair. Oh, so hard. Oh, stand up. Maybe just kind of shake it out in your hips a little bit, like some circles. Okay, let's try that pigeon with the chair. So, Sherry, this one I would use your table for. You're gonna take your shin across the chair or the table. The foot is flexed, and then just extend the back leg out, but not too far, because we want to be able to tap the knee down and lift up. We're going to do 10 each side, and then we go all down from here, I promise. Okay, so we're going to take it down for 1, for 2, really squeeze at the top. That's where you get the money. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Okay, switch it up. Left leg across, flex the foot. Tap it down for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, for 6. Good job, I see you, Denise. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Holy cow, I'm sore. All right, put the chair aside. Oh my God, who is right? All right, we're gonna come down to the floor. Let's start with lizard, and then we'll go to pigeon, and then we'll do double pigeon. All right, so take your right foot wide, outside of your right hand, ankle under knee, foot goes in the direction of the knee, and then just lower down onto your forearms. If you want to take any kind of modification that you've learned in earlier classes, otherwise I'm just going to stay right down here and press the thigh away today. And then we'll bring the right knee over towards the edge of the mat, heel in front of the groin. Hug the knees in towards one another to create stability, and begin to lower yourself down towards the floor. And we'll slowly bring it back to a tabletop. Begin to transition into lizard on the left side. So taking the left foot wide, foot in the direction of the knee, lower down onto your forearms. And just roll outward from that left hip, creating that external rotation. And then as you're ready, you'll make the transition to pigeon, taking the left foot, pointing it, bringing it in front of the pelvis, hugging the knees in towards one another. Feel the stability in your outer hips. And then lowering down. You can always find a little deeper depth in your pigeon by coming onto the ball of your back foot, pressing into the heel, and then lowering down. And then we'll finish up with one more stretch. So I'm going to give you a couple of different variations for this, depending on what's right for your body. Let's start with let me do this in reverse. So you're gonna start with your left leg extended, and you're gonna take your right leg into your arms and cradle it. And then allow the ankle to rest on top of the thigh, just above the knee. Take your hands on either side of your hips, lengthen up through your spine, and then hinge forward from the hip. If you want a little bit more, you can stack your bottom leg under, like you're stacking two pieces of fire log. Just make sure the feet are both flexed, and then hinge forward. And then we'll rise up and we'll do the other side. So you'll take your left leg into your arms, right leg extended, rock it, and then allow the ankle to come on top of the thigh. Extend through your spine and hinge.
I think my hinge is broken.
Try to just lead with your chest, Sherry, just to any extent, like a half an inch is totally cool. Just find your edge. That's all you want to do is just push into this place of discomfort. It just means that like I have to work harder than you to find my edge. You're just like right there, so that's cool. You got those really strong hips. So with strength comes tightness. And with lack of strength comes hypermobility. And that's not good either. So we just want to try to find that balance between the two. And we'll slowly come up. You're gonna work your way down in your back. Before we go into our Shavasana, I got one little more hip stretch. So on your back, take your legs up towards the ceiling. Cross your right knee over your left knee, like you're crossing your legs. And then bend your knees, reach for your ankles, and try to draw your knees towards your chest. And then we're going to come up, switch the reverse of the legs, bend the knees, reach for the ankles, again flex the feet. That's a big stretch. And then slowly release. Begin to lower down onto your mat for Shavasana. Take a big deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. And then start to feel the reconnection of your bones down with the earth. Begin to let go of any type of gripping in the muscles. Begin to focus the mind, allowing yourself to release any attention to the thoughts. So shifting your mind's focus to the breath. And begin to go inside yourself. This place of concealment, just like a seed, this is the place of most potential. So going inside, allowing the work of your asana practice to settle into your body. Eventually arising as this reveal, this revelation, these changes within you. Maybe these changes are happening to your body, maybe to your breath, maybe to your mental awareness. Hopefully all three. Just be patient and kind with yourself. And try to let go of expectations. And just be present in this moment. In the breath. Start to bring an awareness back to your fingers and your toes, your ankles and your wrists, rolling over onto the side of your body, bringing yourself up to a seated position. And with your eyes closed and your hands together at heart center, we'll take an inhale and an exhale and an inhale to Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may your thoughts, words, and actions contribute to the happiness of others. Namaste.